What are you doing?
You okay, buddy? Good boy. Stay up there now. Come on, buddy.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. It's Joe here, as normal. Got a old scooter with me. And I'm in the woods now. I'm in the woods, patch of woods that I haven't been in for a long time, probably since spring. I don't come to these woods because it's hot, buggy, spiderwebby, thick and dank in the summer. But I wanted to get out here. It's a big patch of woods, so it's not so bad. It's pretty nice. I had to cross a big raging ditch to get in here and climb up a couple little hills and stuff. Not too big a deal. So what's on the game plan for today is play with my Turley Gasconade knife, make a bushcraft breakfast, like the perfect egg sandwich breakfast, sausage and egg sandwich breakfast, and just hang out, relax in the tarp, relax in the hammock. I got tickets. My wife got me tickets a long time ago for my birthday back in May. Got me tickets to Russell Peters. He's at the casino in Windsor tonight. So we're gonna go, her and I, have a date night there, listen to some stand-up comedy. He's a pretty funny guy. I used to like him a lot, so we'll see. Here's my old camp. My very old camp. If a lot of you guys have been following me, if some of you guys have been following me for a long time, you'll notice that this is my old fire reflector. I had a lean-to up there, and I had this here for years. There's the main majority of the lean-to back there with some bark that I had used for shingling. But when I tore it down, there was massive spiders and a lot of mice that came out of here. So I'm sure they're still living all in this rubble behind me. But let's get to a spot where there's a little bit more sun, better for filming. Let's see if I can get this spider in focus. This is what I'm talking about when I come in here. These weird ass spiders, and they have this big butt on them. This big hard butt. It's like pointy, see it? They never showed up until a few years ago, and now they're all over the woods. Make it not as enjoyable trying to walk through these things all the time. I know it's just spider, it's not a big deal. Take a switch and just kind of go like that in front of me so I'm not getting covered in spider webs and bugs. Oh, I got some goodies today, folks. Got some goodies today, and best of all, I'm not gonna get chastised for not bringing Scout a bowl. Look at that. So this is just a little fold bowl. I've had it forever. Just hadn't brought it in a while. I'll scooter some water here. Hold on. Here you go, buddy. Good boy. So just so people don't think I'm a dummy and don't know anything about dogs, I've actually trained a lot of dogs. I used to work at a pet store. I've done a lot of knowledgeable stuff with dogs. So there's two schools of thought about feeding and watering, giving your daughter. Two schools of thought on feeding or giving your dog water, a large breed. So there's these bowls that people buy or make that get set up on platforms that they can drink or eat probably about this high off the ground. And they say that's better for larger dogs so they don't have to stoop all the way to the ground. But in reality, wolves, dogs' ancestors, they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have put it up here. They're going to eat food on the ground, and they're going to drink from the river or the lake that's down lower than them. So 2 schools of thought, who knows what's right, but I've never had the elevated thing for Scout, and he's been totally fine, never got anything lodged, his stomach hasn't twisted, anything like that, so all good on that front. I'm rocking my Why Not Wildland Scout pack today, and I got in the back part my little foam pad. Just gonna cop a squat and show you guys what I got going on today. Nope, not my pillow, not my pillow. Ugh. Let's get you all fixed up here. That looks better. So what do we got today? Well, to cook, we have a sausage, a pork breakfast sausage, a round. I like the turkey ones better, but I haven't been able to find them lately. What else do I got? Oh, I managed to do it. Kept an egg safe, just toilet or paper towel on the way in. I got my favorite kind of cheese, marble, and an English muffin. So that's all good, fine and dandy. You guys have seen me do that before, but I have a mason jar lid today. What is that for? What could that be for? I'll show you guys that in a minute. Get all my stuff squared away. I got a pretty cool new grill. So I got, this is my frying pan, you guys have seen me use it before. And a pretty cool new grill, like I said. So on the side of my pack, I got my water bottle, but I also have room enough for this. This grill was made by a guy named Aaron. He said he was inspired by seeing me use a grill all the time in the woods. So this is the grill. It's steel, stainless steel. Seems pretty durable with this little mesh grating on it. I'm going to give it a shot today and see how she goes. So I'll be toasting my English muffin on this. I'll be cooking, for lack of a better word, my sausage on it. What is that? Roasting over the fire? Cooking on the coals? Blech. Anyways, I'll be using this for my sausage and for yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking now. Alright, gotta go get my firewood. A lot of stuff's damp today. Been raining. Oh, we actually had a tornado like 2 days ago. It's the first time since 1977, I think it was. We had one in LaSalle and then one in Windsor. The one in LaSalle was F1, the one in Windsor was F2. It was big, man. The pictures, you can check them out online, but it was a decent sized tornado, especially for around here. Anyways, nothing's wrong in the woods. No trees are upturned or anything like that, so I'm sure it didn't hit here. I digress. Firewood time. The only tools I have on me today, it's gonna be my Silky Gone Boy and my Turley Gasconade convex Bushcraft style knife. Let's go. Come on, big guy. As I'm walking through the woods for firewood, I'm looking for dead standing. It'll be drier that way. I only want about wrist to forearm thickness for what I'm doing because I'm just having a small cooking fire. But dead standing, preferably with a natural check in the wood that tells me that wood is dry and seasoned. This sassafras tree looks like a great candidate to me. Sassafras is a decent wood, about mid-range on the denseness scale. I can tell it's dead because I'm looking up and there's no leaves at all on it, and Scout's crying at me, so that's a giveaway too. Oh, son of a gun. I get a lot of questions all the time about how do I know if trees are dead? How do you find, what are the signs for dead trees for firewood? If this is the winter, me just looking and seeing that there's no leaves wouldn't help at all. But what you can do is you can take your knife and just do a little score. That's a little bit big, but you gotta get through the bark, and then you can see that that's dead there. On smoother trees like maple and stuff, you wouldn't have to go so deep. It's just a little nick and you'll see if it's green or brown. I'm definitely not saying to go around chopping into trees and marking up trees like that, but if you're in an area where you're allowed to collect firewood and you've already seen a couple different characteristics that tell you that the tree is dead, giving it a little scrape with your knife isn't going to kill it if it's not. Anyways, so this tree is going to fall that way because it's leaning that way, and you're going to hear Scout crying, and he might even run around crazy because when he was young I would always throw sticks for him. It's a bad idea. I'm not gonna do it with my next dog. So I'm just gonna cut near the bottom. And since it's leaning, I don't have to cut a V-notch or anything. So she's done. You gonna be all right? I gotta give him a piece so he feels like he's doing something. Okay, so we cut the big dog a big piece of wood. Now he's happy, hopefully. Yeah, and this will be more than enough wood for me. The sassafras should be totally cool to baton. It's got a pith in the middle. Oh, pith. And that it's almost rotted out on these ones. The pith is completely gone, so should be pretty good. Start off with a perfect piece for battening. Oh yeah, filled with ants. Completely full of ants. I'm sure every piece is going to be like that. That one, the pith is still there, so the ants, there's no ants in it. I'll get a close-up. There you can see the pith that's gone, as opposed to there, where it's still in. Okay, so I guarantee when I break this one open, when I baton it open, there's gonna be a ton of ants coming out. Scout, relax, buddy. Not a ton, but there are some. I guarantee. Anyways, there's lots of ants. Sorry, ant life. So I'll probably split all of these in half. I don't really need any rounds. It's just easier that way for me. And then I'll choose a couple that are completely straight grained. I'll split that down even farther. And that it's gonna give me my kindling, as well as on top of the tree, the sassafras tree, there was some nice thin branches, and I'll use those as well. Sometimes you'll see me using this technique where I'm not actually batoning, I'm just kind of tapping the top of my knife with my hand and twisting. There's only certain times that I would do this. I wouldn't do this with like a super dense or knotty wood, twisted wood I should say, because it won't work and you're gonna end up hurting the palm of your hand. But with this stuff, it's literally nothing at all. Again, as you saw before, I was pounding it in. I got my thumb on the pommel of my knife so that my hand doesn't slide down. There's so many ants. There's not much guard on this knife. There is some, not much, but that'd be a bad day, you know. I have to leave the woods and go to the hospital, not be able to go on any trips anytime soon or anything like that. So all right, quick work. Oh wow, lots of ants. Probably leave that one half. I'll leave this one half, and I have a couple full ones here just in case, but this will be more than enough for me. I'm a little frying pan shaving catcher. If you guys have never tried a convex edge out on a knife, I'd highly recommend it. It's very popular for us bushcrafters, quote unquote bushcrafters, to use Scandinavian grind knives. And I think a lot of the times how the grinds get overlooked. In my opinion, convex is the next best thing. I do like a Scandi, and then sometimes I prefer a Scandi, but convex and Scandi to me are the two tops. I'm not really a fan of flat grinds and stuff like that, but I don't really do any kind of work that needs a flat grind. Some angel hair pasta though, that's for sure. Ba-bam! Can't forget about these top branches on the sassafras tree I took down. They're full of oils and nice and thin, so they'll be a welcome addition to my fire prep, and it's very easy to gather them, so it's another plus. If you smell these things, you break them open. So one of the most aromatic smells I've ever smelled from nature. It's like a spicy, citrusy root beer. It's quite the smell. So here's all my prep, right? I got all my stuff laid out in front of me. My small stuff, my twigs, feather sticks. Oh, I don't have. Come on. My frying pan full of shavings. So what I want to do on the ground first, where are we? Can you see this? We're going to do a platform so that the fire is not trying to go right on the ground where it's damp. I'm going to take my half split ones and just 3 of them deep, lay them on the ground like that. No big deal. I'm going to take a brace. So you can use 2 sticks, you can use 1 stick, whatever. I'm just going to use 1 stick for now. Put it on the outside of it. That way I can lean all my stuff on there to ignite. All right, there's nothing really left to do now except for to light the shavings, so that's what I'm going to do. I want to look for the thinnest shavings that I created because they're going to take the spark the best. And I don't need to put all my shavings on right now. I'm going to wait till I get the flame caught and then add the rest of my shavings, add the log to keep it up for airflow. So the old trusty firesteel.com fire steel. And I'll use my spine of my knife like always to scrape it. You going? What are you doing? No? Oh. Gonna add my feather sticks first, just to get a little boost on that fire. Add my twigs, my split stuff, and you can see I'm not really trying to be fancy or neat about it. I'm just kind of piling them on. And then after that, you really want to get some stuff on there right away, because if that burns and goes out, you have nothing substantial. You have no base because those were all very thin pieces of wood. So I'll throw a couple bigger pieces on right off the hop. That's good. That'll serve 2 purposes. It's smoky. Get some of these bugs out of here. It's going to create a base of coals where I can cook on. Well, pan action. Another reason I like to carry a sit pad. Works real well for fanning the fire. This will get going real good in a second here. So while that's burning and burning down to coals, I'm gonna go grab a couple rocks I found on the way in. Now, I know it sounds weird, but rocks are a hot commodity here. We just don't have them. So these are all old farm fields, farm bush, and the rocks have been long removed. But on the way in, I found some. And that's going to aid with my grill. Where are they, Scout? Where'd they go? Oh yeah, this way. I also found somebody else must have been here. I had this unruly fire. There's remnants of it here. And then my marker was this fire. I remember seeing them just to the right. There they are. Nice. That's all I need, 2 little rocks. Perfect. She's a rager. So I know that seemed like it took a little while before I got the fire going. It probably took me from the time I started cutting the wood or looking for the wood, maybe a half an hour until I processed all the wood and started the fire. But that time spent looking for wood and prepping and all that stuff made the actual fire lighting process super simple. And the actual fire lighting process took less than a minute. I had a rager within 2 minutes after it started growing and stuff. So it just depends on where you want to spend your time. I imagine you can pick up sticks off the ground and get it done real quick, but spend maybe 20 minutes blowing it and trying to get a substantial flame there, or fanning it or whatever. But yeah, works for me anyways. This is the way I was taught. This is the way I do it all the time. I'm laying in a pile of ants. I'm gonna get up. Seeing as how I showed you guys a bunch of dead sassafras already, I thought I might take this time while the fire's just burning, I got nothing to do, to show you what live sassafras looks like, at least the leaves. Here's a young sassafras sapling with some leaves on it. There's a few different ways of IDing this plant. You can smell it and the smell will give it away. But the leaves, so there's a trilobed leaf that looks like almost like a footprint, like a bird's footprint. And then they have 2 other ones. There's only one other one on this leaf stalk though, which is a singular leaf. So this is the same plant. Okay? And then a third style that they have is they have this mitten, where it looks just like a mitten. Right? They don't have the trilobe, they have the 2 lobes. Let's go walk around, maybe I'll be able to find one. Here's the bark. Now these are unusually large, especially for my area, but very furrowed, and when you look, if there's been a break in the bark or something, oh, right over here. If there's been a break in the bark, you can see it has this orange tinge underneath it. That's what I'm talking about there, and soft. You'd be able to dent that with your fingernail. There you go, that's the mitten. That was the 3rd leaf formation I was trying to show you. So no trilobes, just the 2. Looks like a mitten. That concludes another episode of Learning Trees with Joe. She's getting there. This sassafras won't produce the best coals either, but I definitely don't need a big old long amount of time to cook what I'm cooking. And the 3 halves that I put on the ground as a base will add to the coals, which is cool. I don't really want to cook directly on the flames with that breakfast sausage, just because sassafras does have some oils and stuff in it. It's probably not the greatest. It'll probably make it a little black, like sooty, but I'll just wait till it dies down to coals and it'll be totally fine. So I have two separate things to cook, right? I got my egg and I've got my sausage, or breakfast sausage that I want to cook. So I'm going to separate the coals a little bit, situate my grill and let it warm up. Yeah, that's perfect. 1, 2, 3, and then I have to take my hand away. So that's fine there. I'm gonna let it warm up. I'm gonna put the egg over here right directly on the coals in the frying pan. I brought butter in a plastic baggie, and I'm just going to squeeze out some of that in there. I'll keep some for my bagel, my English muffin to butter. Just gonna set that there, let the butter melt, and I'll get my egg going. This grill is ready for the breakfast sausage now. I'm supposed to cook it from frozen, but she thawed out a little bit when we're here, so no big deal. So for the perfect size for your breakfast sandwich, you don't really want your egg to go every which way. You want to keep it contained in a circle like you get at McDonald's. So if you crack the egg right into there and let it cook inside that, that's what's going to happen. Oh, bam. Oh, she slid. She slid on me. You can see it. I've spilled some out the side where it's turning white, but inside's turning white too. And I do pop the yolk a little bit easier that way, so it's not trying to cook a full yolk. Kind of runs out into it a bit. That's perfect there. So while I'm waiting for that to cook, cut some thin pieces of cheese, or thinner than this, just to go on the top of the sandwich at the end. And then I've also got to cut my English muffin. I still got to toast this guy too. So cut that open, get that random bug off of there. Nice. Flawless victory. Okay folks, it's flippy time on both accounts. The meat will let you know when it's supposed to be flipped by not sticking anymore. Now this is a different story here. Let me just make sure you guys can see me. Perfect. So you see how I can lift this? If you're careful, you can kind of touch it. And as you lift it, the bottom sinks, but not so much where it's gonna fall out. So with the aid of my trusty kniffy, give her a little flip. I think that looks pretty darn good. Get rid of this excess. Whatever, still looks good. What, big guy? What do you want? You're gonna move, Scout? It's a little smoky, bud. A little smoky there. Come here, big guy. Come here. Good boy. That's about done perfectly. So I'm going to take this off and just leave it over there while the rest cooks. It's pretty funny, the only spot of sun around is directly on my fire pit, so it looks a little off. I got to move, so the coals died a little bit out here. I'm going to remove this grill completely. You know what, I'll just show you what I'm going to do. How about that? Watch out, buddy. Get it all fired up. Probably transfer some coals. There we go. That's even better. This can burn on the side here. Keep a little secondary fire going while that cooks. I do have to still toast my English muffins, so I'm probably going to put those on right now. Just get those going as this is going. Oh, it's hot. Super hot. But bam! Tell me that doesn't look fantastic. I'll leave it in the pan, keep it warm. I dropped the grill a little bit lower because I'm losing heat, but everything's toasting. Oh yeah, we're getting a little brown. Everything's toasting up nicely. Yeah, that's good too. So I'm gonna throw my cheese on now, and this thing is almost done. Yeah. A little bit of butter while I'm waiting. Look at that. Look how perfect that's gonna be. Oh, buddy. Bam. Oh my goodness. This is even too hot for me to even eat right now. I have to let it sit for a minute. The scooter can get some egg and some cheese. Some more egg. Oh boy. One more thing of cheese. You're a good boy. Gentle scooter, eh? Well, I'm looking forward to eating this. I'll let it sit, like I said, for a minute there. I'm happy with that grill. It worked good. I was kind of worried it was going to warp, but it didn't. I'll try and talk to the guy and see if he has a link where you can get them. They're really lightweight and don't take up any room in your pack. Like you saw, I had mine in my water bottle pouch right up against the flat part. Let's try and bite this. I might scald myself, but oh buddy. It's pretty good if I do say so myself. It's got everything you need. Meat, cheese, egg, bread. I could have put pepper on it. Pepper always kicks it up for me, but I left it at home. Well, I'm sure you guys don't want to see me eat this whole thing. I'm going to eat this. I'll get back to you. Oh, little lopsided, little lopsided. We'll fix that. This was very good. I'm going to give Scout the last bite. Very smoky. Very good. And I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. My fire's kind of gone out, so let's get this bad boy rocking again. Sometimes when I want to get a fire going again, or get some pieces that are going to be readily available, readily usable, I just take big slivers off the wood with my knife like this. Not trying to curl them, not trying to do anything fancy, but to get thin, long pieces of wood that will help me build up my fire again. There's this technique where you can make a little diamond with your thumb and forefingers, and it's like a pocket bellows style thing. Where all it's doing is concentrating your breath into one small area. Some of those are a little bit damp, but that's all right. Can you still see me? Am I still in frame? I can't tell. I'll work up a sweat. Oh, the old hammock. One of my favorite things to do now in the woods. No hammock is complete without the old pillow, the old down pillow. So this has now become one of my favorite things to do in the woods. I like cooking still. I'd say cooking and eating trumps this, but oh, I'm losing everything. Having a hammock in the woods, man. Just take a load off. I might lay here for 2 hours. I got nothing to do till later on. Oh yeah. Good boy. Looking up at the canopy is so awesome. I can see right here, I can see ironwood leaves, beech leaves, sugar maple leaves, sassafras leaves, basswood leaves. Especially when they start moving because I'm rocking the one tree. Oh, it's nice. The sun's coming through them at the top. It's a gorgeous day, guys. You guys know you want knees like these. You want knee skills. Look at that. Wow. Blah, 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 blah. That was relaxing. It's 1:30 now. Been here for a few hours. Got here at like 9, so I think I'm gonna break down camp, get out of here. So I replaced the cord that came with this hammock with some paracord. I just double looped it through, tied it off on both ends. Got my carabiner going through to a strap, and then the strap goes around the tree. So pretty good upgrades to it. That's that same hammock I used in my video a couple days ago. Come on, buddy. Yeah, just go right ahead, Scope. Go right ahead. Ooh, it's hot. She's toasty, bud. Okay, that's it. We're done. Going home. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.